The computer loading times.
Tell me a little bit more.
Takes like 10 minutes to log onto a computer, so you're just wasting class time just.
The conditions of the bathrooms, but specifically the ones in the commons. Because, well, for one, a lot of the sinks, like, they have very inconsistent water pressure. They'll spray all over the place sometimes. Some of the urinals actually overflow, which
Charming.
is interesting. And then there are often stall doors missing. There are some locks also that are broken off, but just general conditions, it's not very satisfactory to go to the bathroom.
The women's bathroom is maybe a bit less than guys, but still, they don't work, they don't close the doors, the same with the pressure, water pressure, and sometimes they don't even work at all.
The leak in the roof, like,
Leak in the roof, yeah, you have to kind of have an indoor umbrella. How many of you drive to school? Everybody just about. So when you drive down either Stadium or Scripps to get here, what's the traffic like in the morning?
Even though some of the laptops, you can tell that they're modern, they're used so much they've just gotten really slow, and even just logging on could take, 20 minutes just for that to happen.
Okay. It's really, it's almost embarrassing that we, in this district, that we don't have the kind of technology that we need for you, and you guys do a great job with what we have. So technology, infrastructure, not just the devices, but we're talking about networks and infrastructure and those kinds of things. Every one of the elementary schools that you went to will have major renovations with this bond. The roofs, you talked about a leak back here. The roofs in all of our buildings really have issues. Some need complete replacements. Joslyn and Clarkston Road, right on that corner there, to build a new early childhood center there. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the early childhood. That really is a revenue generating program. What do I mean by that? Yes.
People pay to have their kids there?
Yes, pay to have their children go there. And so some of that revenue that is from the tuition comes to the school. So part of the bond proposal is to really address the whole CERC complex. And so let me tell you a little bit about CERC. CERC is, how old do you think CERC is? It was the original high school. The one, 62 years old, so it's pretty old too. And it has a lot of issues, as do all the other schools. So the plan at CERC is to really kind of demolish a portion of it and relocate the programs that are currently in CERC. What that will do is free up a lot of the problems and a lot of the traffic.
The bond.
Many of the things that you all said you objected to here will be taken care of. There's an addition that will go on the back because at CERC, the auxiliary gym that is currently there at CERC, I don't know if you've ever used that, but that would be moved over to the high school. The way this is structured is it will be sold in series, 1, 2, and 3, and the purpose of that is to stretch it out. So this really is a 10 to 20 year plan. You have to do every single project that you say that you have done or you're going to do that's in this application. Say that louder.
Cutting programs?
Cutting programs. And that's gonna have a huge, I don't like to threaten, but it's the reality because those projects, some of them have to get done. You're familiar with the concept of middle school teaming? That would probably be cut because that requires a lot of extra staff. How about the high school block schedule? See, in a school district, 80% of our budget that operates the school. So we're talking about things like reducing specials. Art, music, those kinds of things, band. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. I'm most hopeful that we're gonna have a successful bond, but I'm just alerting people that in the event it isn't, there's nowhere to get any money to do the projects that we really need to get to. Matter is, when the board looked at all of these decisions, their $26 million to build a new one was a decision they had to think about. However, what this person is omitting is that it's 20.8 million to fix it up.
Pay to participate fees are relatively new over the last couple of decades, and that has been an add-on when schools have said, all right, this is not classroom learning, it's still important to our school, so we're gonna add this pay to participate fee to fill a budget hole that otherwise we wouldn't be able to fill. So that 325, or whatever you said it was, that goes towards making sure those programs can stay intact. Well, Mrs. Ginopolis said some of these fixes need to happen whether or not the bond passes. So the pay to participate fee is one area of revenue that the district could look at to say, all right, you know, we still need some of these fixes. How else are we gonna?
That are all of our neighboring districts in Oakland County, except for Pontiac, have passed bonds in recent years. But there certainly are improvements that need to be done in all of our schools to make sure that we have secure entrances, and that, you know, especially in some of our lower level buildings, there's over $21 million of this bond is for safety and security. We're talking about cameras, we're talking about a lot of things that will certainly make me sleep better at nighttime, knowing we're here in this district. The best way for me to tell you this is, the money that we have for the sinking fund is ongoing money to fix things that need to be fixed right away. So a leaky sink would be paid for by sinking fund money. All new plumbing would be paid for by a bond. You see the difference? I have debt right now, and I'm gonna add to the debt, but I'm not gonna raise your taxes. What am I gonna do?
Pay it off over a long period of time.
Thank you very much, a little louder.
Pay it off over a longer period.
What it does is it extends the amount of time that you would be paying off the debt. Is that-
If there's a better education system in the area, doesn't the property value in the area go up?
Very much, yes, you get a lot of that. People move here because of our school system. In fact, the township, Orion Township, did a survey of the community and asked people, why'd you move to Lake Orion? And the number one answer was because of the district, school district. You cannot use bond money for salaries. So when people say to you, oh, they're just gonna increase your salary or the teacher's salary, that's not true. It's against the law, it's in Pine Tree, because we had a committee, it was called the Long Range Planning Committee. So we started this whole process about 3 years ago. But the issue of the bond itself has been about 1.5 years into the planning stages. I mean, 300 million. So what we did was we pared it down to 160 so that we could keep that tax rate the same. But in reality, on the books, we have over $300 million of projects that really need to be done, and we pared it down. You will always have debt in a school district that a community has to take care of their buildings and their facilities and their programs.